Hidden deep in the heart of the Jordanian desert lies a city that has captured the imagination of people for centuries. This is Petra, a once lost city of remarkable beauty and historical significance, a city carved into the red sandstone cliffs of the mountains. It is one of the most impressive archaeological sites in the world. But apart from the pictures, how much do you know about it? If the answer is not a lot, you better stick around because we're gonna explain what Petra is all about. Hi, my name is Sebastian and you're watching 7 Facts. Originally called Rakhmu or colored stone, Petra was once a thriving trading hub along many trade routes, like the ancient Silk Road, where caravans would stop to rest and trade goods from as far away as India and China. The city's residents, the Nabateans, were skilled architects and engineers, and they used their expertise to carve intricate structures into the cliffs, including tombs, temples, and even a vast amphitheater. Despite being a major center of trade and commerce, Petra remained hidden from the rest of the world for centuries, until it was rediscovered by a Swiss explorer in 1812. Since then, archaeologists have been working to uncover the secrets of this ancient city, revealing a wealth of information about the Nabatean culture and way of life. Today, visitors from all over the world come to Petra to marvel at the stunning beauty of this lost city. The most famous landmark is the Treasury, a towering structure carved into the rock face that wasn't used to store riches and treasures as the name might suggest. That's the part most of us have seen in pictures and documentaries, but Petra is way more than that. After all, this was once a capital city of at least 20,000 inhabitants. As we explore this magnificent site, we are transported back in time to a world of wonder and mystery. The ingenuity and creativity of the ancient Nabateans are on full display here, and it's awe-inspiring. Petra is a true testament to the power of human innovation and imagination, but how did it begin? Petra's founding can be traced back to the Nabateans, a nomadic Arab tribe that settled in the area around the 6th century BC. Mind you, the area around the city has been inhabited from as early as 7000 BC, but none of the people who lived here left anything nearly as impressive behind as Petra. They, the Nabateans, coagulated into a distinct civilization and formed their own kingdom sometime around the 4th century BC, a kingdom that was centered around their trading networks. As such, they were a prosperous people. Their control of the trade routes that linked Arabia, Egypt, and Syria brought in a lot of wealth. And so they built Petra, a city carved into stone that became the trading hub of the region and the capital of their new kingdom. The Nabateans were skilled engineers and architects, and they used their talents to carve elaborate structures into the cliffs surrounding Petra. They also created a complex system of water channels and cisterns, allowing them to capture and store water in the desert environment. This engineering feat enabled Petra to thrive, and the city became a major center of commerce and culture. These people, often described as one of the most gifted peoples of the ancient world, were fiercely independent. But despite this, and despite its wealth and prosperity, Petra eventually fell into the hands of more powerful states, namely the Roman Empire. And that led to the downfall of this wondrous city. By the early Islamic era, Petra was abandoned and remained a hidden gem for many centuries, known only to the local Bedouin tribes. It wasn't until the 19th century that the site was rediscovered by Western explorers, and its beauty and historical significance captured the world's imagination. Today, Petra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Middle East. Visitors from all over the world come to marvel at the city's stunning architecture, to learn about the fascinating history of the Nabateans, and to explore the many mysteries and secrets that still remain hidden within the city. As an example of ancient architecture and engineering, Petra is outstanding, remarkable, and everything in between. At first, the Nabateans invested in Petra due to its proximity to the incense trade routes, but then as trade expanded and the Silk Road appeared, wealth also accumulated. Which meant the people of Petra could invest in the beautifying of their city. One of the most iconic structures in Petra is the Treasury, or Al-Kaznek in Arabic, which is carved directly into the rock face. The treasury is one of the most well-preserved and ornate structures in Petra, featuring intricate carvings and sculptures that are over 2,000 years old. Despite its name, Al-Kazne was not the treasury of the Nabateans. It was built as the mausoleum of King Aretas IV in the 1st century AD, a king that, by the way, also appears in the Bible. The reason why it's called the treasury is because of some myths that circulated among the Bedouins about the place. One legend says Pharaoh from the Old Testament and some of his armies escaped the closing of the Red Sea, created the treasury by magic as a safe place for his treasures, and then continued in his pursuit of Moses. Thus the name Kazne al-Far'un, the treasury of the Pharaoh. Another story is also tied to the Egyptians, saying that ancient pharaonic treasures were hidden in the urn on the 2nd level. Anyway, there's no treasure here, apart of course from the architectural and cultural heritage. Another notable structure in Petra is the monastery, or Ad-Dair, which is one of the largest and most impressive structures in the city. It is located at the top of a steep staircase and is carved into the rock face much like the treasury. The monastery features a massive facade that is over 50 meters wide and 45 meters tall. It is a perfect example of Nabatean architecture, which was a mix between the Greek and Mesopotamian styles. We call it the monastery, but we don't really know what it was used for. It might have been a tomb, but most likely it was a religious complex dedicated to King Obadas I, who was deified after his death. And it's probable that Ad-Dair was turned into a Christian church during the Byzantine period. But this is not all you can see in Petra. This ancient city is home to several other impressive structures, including the royal tombs, the Great Temple, and the colonnaded street. The entire city's architecture is characterized by its use of natural materials and its integration into the surrounding landscape. These features are exactly what make Petra one of the most awe-inspiring architectural sites in the world. Coming here and seeing it with your own eyes makes you understand why the Nabateans were held in such high regard. They truly were a gifted nation. Rakhmu, Petra, the Rock, whatever you want to call it, was not only a remarkable feat of architecture but also an engineering marvel. One of the key features of the city's infrastructure was its sophisticated water system, which enabled the Nabatean people to thrive in an otherwise arid desert landscape. Petra's water system was based on a network of channels, tunnels, and cisterns that collected and distributed water throughout the city. The system was designed to collect and channel water from natural springs and streams as well as from seasonal rainfall. One of the most impressive aspects of the water system is the Seek, a narrow canyon that served as the main entrance to the city. The Seek was redesigned to channel floodwater from the surrounding mountains into the city's central cisterns. Put together, the cisterns were massive underground reservoirs that could hold up to 11 million liters of water. Petra's water system also included a network of smaller cisterns and channels that distributed water to individual households and public buildings throughout the city. The system was so effective that it allowed the Nabatean people to grow crops, raise livestock, and support a thriving economy in the middle of the desert. This turned Petra into an artificial oasis. Its sophisticated engineering and design enabled the city to thrive in an inhospitable environment, making this one of the most impressive ancient water systems in the world. If the Nabateans were so remarkable and exceptional, why did they fall and their city disappear, one might ask. Well, Petra was once a thriving center of trade and commerce, but nothing lasts forever. The city's decline is believed to have been caused by a combination of factors, including economic and political instability, environmental degradation, and changing trade routes. The primary factors that contributed to Petra's decline was the shift in trade routes in the region. As the Roman Empire expanded, new trade routes were established that bypassed Petra, leading to a decline in the city's economic and political power. The Nabateans were absorbed by the Romans in 106 AD by Emperor Trajan, who established Arabia Petraea as a Roman province. The Romans built several new roads leading to or connecting Petra, some following the old routes of the Nabatean traders. For a while, the city kept its status as a prestigious center of trade and commerce. But as new trade routes appeared and other cities like Palmyra became more attractive, Petra's decline began. In addition, in 363 AD, an earthquake hit the city, destroying many buildings and crippling the vital water management system. That sophisticated water system, by the way, was built to collect and distribute water from natural sources, but over time, the population grew and the demand on the water supply increased. This led to overuse and depletion of water supplies, which made it increasingly difficult for the city to sustain itself. As the Roman Empire turned into what we call the Byzantines, Christian churches popped up in and around Petra, showing that the city was still an active settlement in the 6th century AD. Active, but no longer relevant. The city was living its final days. When the Muslim conquest of the Levant began in 634 AD, Petra is not even mentioned in any records. Crusaders of the 12th century did know about Petra and built 3 small castles in and around it, but these were short-lived and were soon abandoned. After them, the Mamluk sultans of Egypt also knew about Petra, but starting from the 13th century, everyone, except for some Bedouin nomads, forgot about the city. For 6 centuries, the world forgot where Petra stood. People knew about its existence, but the city was lost to the deserts. Until 1812, when a Swiss explorer, Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, rediscovered the place and brought it back into the world's consciousness. At the time, the Orthodox Patriarchate of Jerusalem operated a diocese in Al-Karak, known in Crusader times as Petra Deserti. It was the opinion of the clergy that Al-Karak was the famed desert city of Petra, but this opinion was not shared by most scholars of the time. In 1812, Burckhardt was traveling on his way to explore the Niger River. That's when he heard stories of a dead city that held the tomb of the prophet Aaron, brother of Moses. So he disguised himself as a Muslim pilgrim and set out to explore the region that held this supposed dead city. He spoke Arabic and even brought a goat with him, with the intent of sacrificing it in honor of Aaron. Burckhardt, guided by a local, arrived at the entrance to the Sikh, a narrow canyon that led to the heart of this dead city. What he discovered wasn't just the tomb of a biblical figure, but also the famed lost city of Petra. With the Western world now aware of its existence, Petra soon attracted the interests of architects and scholars and curious eyes. The lost city of Petra was no longer lost. Amazed by the beauty and grandeur of this ancient city, explorers and archaeologists began to explore it like mad. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, major excavations were undertaken, revealing the full extent of Petra's architecture and engineering. The rediscovery of the lost city sparked a renewed interest in ancient history, and Petra quickly became one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. To this day, Petra attracts millions of visitors every year. The ancient lost city of Petra is one of the world's most remarkable architectural and engineering achievements. Carved into the sandstone cliffs by the Nabatean people over 2,000 years ago, its buildings, temples, and tombs still stand as a testament to their creativity and ingenuity. What makes Petra so special is not just its impressive architecture, but also the stories and legends that surround the city. Petra was a center of trade and commerce, and its people were skilled merchants and traders who traveled great distances to bring goods to their city. This rich history has left its mark on Petra, and visitors can still see evidence of the city's multicultural past in its art and architecture. Arabic, Greek, Roman, Byzantine, and Crusader styles all left their marks on this once mighty city. But in addition to its cultural significance, Petra is also a natural wonder. The city is nestled in a dramatic canyon, surrounded by towering cliffs and rock formations that are unlike anything else in the world. The city's water system, engineered to collect and distribute water from natural sources, is a marvel of ancient engineering and demonstrates the ingenuity of the Nabatean people. Today, Petra remains one of the world's most popular tourist destinations, reminding us of the enduring legacy of ancient civilizations and the limitless possibilities of human creativity and ingenuity. I hope this video was interesting enough to have inspired you to look into it further on your own. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe. You can leave your comments downstairs, and you can also check out my Patreon page if you want to support me. I do hope to see you next time. Bye.